It begins quietly, so quietly that no one even realizes what's happening. You're 7 years old, looking into the tired eyes of a parent who's falling apart. Maybe it's addiction, maybe it's anger, maybe it's the empty quiet of someone too broken to care. And without a single word, something ancient shifts inside your small body. A thought takes root. If I don't hold this together, no one will. That's the moment childhood ends, not in years, but in surrender. You don't disappear from sight, you disappear from self. You start smiling more, crying less. You learn to sense tension before it speaks. You become the peacekeeper, the emotional anchor, the little adult in the room. And the world applauds you for it. You're so responsible. You're so strong. You're so mature for your age. But no one ever asks, what did it cost you? This is the invisible mourning of those who grew up too soon. And today, we're going beneath the surface, into the psychology of that child, because what happens in those early years doesn't stay there. It follows you, into your relationships, your work, your self-worth. And if you never understand it, you'll keep living in the same survival patterns that once saved you, but are now quietly destroying you. The psychology behind it. When a child has to care for their parent, emotionally, mentally, even physically, psychologists call it parentification. It's when the child becomes the caregiver, the peacekeeper, the therapist, the protector. It doesn't just hurt, it rewires the nervous system. When a child is constantly responsible for the emotional temperature of the home, the brain learns hypervigilance, a state of constant scanning for danger. You tiptoe through rooms, you analyze tone, body language, silence. You learn that love must be earned, and peace must be kept at any cost. So, you trade your needs for safety. You vanish, not outwardly, but inwardly. And in your place grows a version of you that knows how to perform. You become the good child, the quiet achiever, the one who listens, fixes, absorbs. You wear that role so well that even you start believing it's who you are. But something inside aches, something small, unhealed, whispers from the shadows. Why didn't anyone protect me? When that child grows up, the symptoms get cleverer with age. You become fiercely independent, proud of needing no one. You struggle to rest because rest feels unsafe. You reject help, love, softness, because they all feel unfamiliar, even dangerous. Joy feels undeserved. Stillness feels wrong. Your nervous system is addicted to chaos because that's what home once felt like. You confuse exhaustion with worth. You call hyperproductivity discipline. And peace. Peace feels suspicious, like the calm before another storm. This isn't just sadness, it's complex trauma. The kind that doesn't show up in obvious scars, but in how you treat yourself. And when you ask, why would any child choose that? The truth is, they didn't. Children will do anything to keep love close, even if it means abandoning themselves. It's not weakness, it's survival. It's biology, the instinct to trade authenticity for attachment. But here's the tragedy. What once protected you now imprisons you. The adult who still feels like a child. Many of us walk around as competent adults with neglected inner children quietly running the show. We overperform to be loved. We stay silent to feel safe. We fix others, but secretly wish someone would notice that we're falling apart. We dream of someone finally saying, "You don't have to be strong right now. I've got you." That longing isn't immaturity, it's memory. It's the child within you, still waiting for someone to say what no one ever did. You were just a kid, It was never your job. The first step, witnessing healing, doesn't begin with fixing. It begins with witnessing. Because until you acknowledge what happened, you'll keep gaslighting yourself. You'll say things like, "It wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse. I turned out fine." But fine isn't peace. Fine is camouflage. And deep down, you know it. So what becomes of that child when they grow up? They turn into adults who can't trust stillness, who flinch at kindness, who apologize for crying and mistake busyness for worth. They're the lovers who give endlessly but never feel safe to receive. They're the friends who listen to everyone but never truly open up. This is the cost of growing up too soon. Because when your childhood teaches you to be strong instead of soft, quiet instead of honest, giving instead of receiving, you end up living a life where you're always holding your breath, waiting for permission to exhale. No one is coming. But you can. Here's the truth. No one's coming to rescue that child you buried. You are the one who must return for them. You are the one who must say the words you needed to hear. You didn't deserve that. You get to rest now. This is what shadow work truly means. Not bypassing pain with positivity, but sitting beside your wounded self and saying, "I see you. I hear you. I won't leave again." It's messy, it's painful, it's sacred, because it asks you to finally feel what you spent a lifetime avoiding. The grief, the rage, the loneliness, the missed birthdays, the lost innocence. But grief isn't weakness. It's evidence that you're healing. It's proof that what was once frozen is finally thawing. Healing in the present. These patterns don't vanish, they evolve. You might overfunction in love, overgive in friendships, or avoid rest like it's danger. You might struggle to say no because deep down, boundaries still feel like betrayal. But these aren't flaws, they're responses. They were brilliant, necessary, and temporary. Now they can be unlearned, gently, slowly, intentionally. The moment you stop glorifying your strength and start honoring your wounds, everything changes. Ask yourself, what did I need that I never got? You might hear, I needed safety. I needed permission to play. I needed someone to tell me it wasn't my fault. And then, piece by piece, you start giving those things to yourself, not to rewrite your past, but to stop reliving it. Becoming whole again. Carl Jung once said, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." People will do anything to avoid facing their own soul, but true healing demands that we face it. The neglected, the ashamed, the frightened, the furious. Because healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before fear rewrote your story. So if you grew up too fast, remember this. Your maturity was never the issue. The problem was that you had no choice. Now, you do. You can choose softness. You can choose rest. You can choose to stop fixing and start feeling. And no, it won't happen overnight. Some days, you'll feel like a child again. Good. That means you're finally safe enough to let them cry, let them play, let them be seen. Because you're not broken, you're becoming whole. And maybe for the first time, you're finally growing up the right way. Not through fear, not through pressure, but through truth. You didn't have a childhood, but you still have a future. And this time, you get to write it.